They told him he had 5 good years left. That was 15 years ago. He's still standing, still speaking, still living. This is Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. A podcast about what happens when life throws you something incurable, and you fight back anyway. Hosted by Bryce. Diagnosed at 40, 15 years into the battle. This is the truth behind the tremor. Let's begin.
Have you ever missed a dose of your Parkinson's medication and paid for it the rest of the day? You know, that tremor that creeps back in, the stiffness that shows up like an uninvited guest, or the frustration that makes you throw your phone across the room, only if your fingers would let go of it? Yeah, I've been there. Well, today I'm going to share the one simple trick that changed everything for me. Something that helps me take my meds on time every single time. Hey, welcome back to the podcast. And if this is your first time here, I'm Bryce, and this is the Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. This is a space for real talk, real tools, and real hope for people living with Parkinson's and their care partners. So if you're looking for encouragement, tips, or just someone who gets it, hit subscribe and follow along. You're not alone in this anymore. Well, on today's episode, how to take meds on time every time, my life-saving trick. This is incredible to me, but it's cool. But you know this, Parkinson's is relentless. We all know that. And when your medication timing is off, even just a little bit, it feels like the whole day goes sideways. Well, early on in my journey, I was taking levodopa 4 times a day, right? Two pills, 1 pill, 1.5 pills, 4 times a day. Simple, right? Except I forget. I get busy. I'd miss it by 30 minutes and then an hour and then bam, stiff, shaky, off, slurring, brain fog, can't concentrate. I'd look at my wife and say, I feel like I've been hit by a truck. Oh, wait, did I miss my meds? Does that sound familiar? So I knew I had to get serious about timing, because timing isn't just about convenience, it's about survival. I can't express to you enough how much timing is so important. So let's talk about what didn't work. Okay. Phone alarms. I'd snooze them. I'd be in the middle of a conversation. I'd swipe away. I'd think, oh gosh, okay, I'll take that as soon as I'm ready, or as soon as I finish this call, or as soon as I let go of my phone, I'll take it then. Okay. Sticky notes. Cute idea, but I got so used to seeing them, I stopped seeing them. You know what I mean? My brain, not reliable. Parkinson's brain fog plus a busy life equals missed doses. I needed something. I needed something physical, something visual, something that lived with my pills, not just on my phone. And here is something that changed everything. The pill bottle timer cap. I'll show you one here in a second. I brought mine down with me. It's a cap that fits onto a standard pill bottle, and it shows you how long it's been since you last opened your pill bottles. So in other words, if I open it at 8 a.m. and I take my pills, right, and then I look at it at 11:30, it would say, 3 hours and 30 seconds. And that's how long it's been since that pill bottle was open. In other words, since I took it. There's no guessing. There's no wondering, did I take it or not? Now, trying to remember with brain fog in full effect. Okay, there's no more of that. You don't have to worry about it. And this is like a $15 cap, right? And it's probably saved me hundreds of hours of misery and probably hundreds of apologies to my wife too. So the other thing I do as well is I always have a timer. So I don't use an alarm. I don't set an alarm for a certain specific time, but I set a timer. Again, I take my meds every 3 hours. So when I take my pills, I hit my timer. I set a timer for 30 minutes or for 3 hours. But what's really wild is, again, that timer, it doesn't always work for me. If I'm busy, I'm busy. So let me tell you exactly how I use this pill timer, this pill brain fog. So I keep 2 bottles, right? One for my home and one for my bag when I'm out. And each of them now has its own timer cap. I glance at it every few hours to see if it's been 3 hours yet, and it's time to take the next one. And again, no guessing, and there's no fiddling with apps. There's no fiddling with like trying to set timers on it. It's just I literally open it. Actually, I'll show you. So this is my time. This is my timer here. So I'm just checking out what it says first. So it says I took my meds. It says the last. So here's my pill bottle. So the one I bought, and there's tons of them out there. You know, do what works for you. But the one I bought came with its own bottle, which I fill up. Okay, but this is also a standard cap, so it'll fit on most caps that you have. Um, that you get from the pharmacy or wherever you get them. So if you can see that timer on here, I'm going to turn it. I'm not really great at this, guys. I'm sorry. So, and if you're listening to the podcast, what I'm doing is I'm holding my bottle up and I'm just showing the timer, and it says 58 minutes. So 58 minutes ago, I took my pills. That's the last time I opened this up. Now, if you take more than one pill at the same time, you don't necessarily need to have a different cap for each of those, because you just use your main one. Your main go-to pill bottle or pill cap should be your levodopa. So in other words, I take pramipixole on my first 3 doses. I take one pramipixole with my first 3 doses. So I don't need another timer on my pramipixole, because I know I open this and I open my pramipixole. Does that make sense? And here's a little tip. If I do take a dose early because of like I'm having a heavy protein meal or I'm doing like yard work, or I know that I'm going to need some extra, I reset the cap so I don't double dose by mistake. Okay, so in other words, I if I have my extra pills in my pocket, I just pop the cap and shut it back off, and it works. It really, really works. Now, it's not perfect, but it's a way that keeps it's not, what am I trying to say? It's not perfect, but it keeps me way more consistent than anything else I've ever tried, and it's incredible. So let me tell you a story. So a couple of years ago, I had a full day of meetings, back-to-back Zoom meetings, and then an in-person speaking event, and I was focused, right? I was energized. I was in the zone. Then around like 2:30, I hit a wall. I started feeling foggy and tight and sluggish, and I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? I sat down hard, too hard, and I realized I hadn't taken my midday dose. I totally had forgotten it. I was so busy, I totally forgot it. And you know what? That 20-minute delay cost me the rest of the afternoon. Now, I got through the event, but I felt like I was dragging a backpack full of bricks everywhere I went. And that's when I said, never again. And that's when the pill cap became a non-negotiable for me. It's insanely incredible for me. So here's a few more med tricks that help. So water first. I take a big glass of water with every dose. It helps absorb the pills faster, and it gets things moving, right? I set a protein window. I try to avoid eating heavy protein meals 30 minutes before or after my levodopa. So but I don't plan my pills around what I eat. I just, I realize if it's like, I don't know, I'm just throwing this out there. If it's 5 o'clock, let's say if I usually eat at 5 o'clock and for some reason, based on my schedule for the day, I've just taken my pills around 5 o'clock. Well, then I'm just going to delay dinner by 30 minutes, but I also don't, I don't get stressed out about it. It's not like, oh my God, I can't eat that chicken. I can't eat that chicken. I just took my pills like 27 minutes ago. It's just, again, just tricks and things I use, right? If it works that day, it works that day. But I don't beat myself up trying to make sure I hit that meal. And I've had other people in the comments ask about, do you plan your meals around your levodopa? No, I really don't. I don't. All I do is I know my pramipixole, my 3rd dose of pramipixole with my levodopa usually hits around, I don't know, depending on what time I woke up, because again, every 3 hours, maybe like between noon and 1 and 2 o'clock is when I take it. And I know with that one, if I have an empty stomach, I sometimes feel like dizzy and stuff. So I always make sure I have a muffin or cookie or something around me. But that's how I deal with that. And then another tip is to keep extra doses on hand. Always carry a just in case stash. I have just in case stashes in my car, my coat pocket, my backpack, on my desk over here, up on my dresser, just in case. I always just have that so I don't have to go searching for it. And maybe it's just me, but I thank the pill when I take it. And it's just mental gratitude. I go, hey, thanks, old friend. Let's do this. We got this. We got this. So if you're struggling with medication timing, let me say this to you. It's not your fault. You're not lazy. You're not forgetful. You're managing a full-time neurological disorder. Give yourself grace, but also give yourself tools, whether it's a timer cap, whether it's a smartwatch alarm, whatever works for you. The point is, don't go through this alone. Don't just tough it out. Tools exist, and so do people who care. So, this little cap, it's a game changer, and I'd recommend it to anyone. And there is a link to the one I got in the description. But the one I got, I think it came with two lids and two bottles. There's some 5-packs, there's some bigger packs, some smaller packs. All I would say though is there's one where you actually set the time on here and whatnot, and I would avoid that one. Right? You don't want something more complicated. You just want something very, very simple to look at. Hey, when was the last time this pill bottle was open? Again, 1 hour, 1 minute ago. 1 hour, 1 minute ago. I know, hey, I'm taking my meds in 2 hours, or I guess an hour and 59 minutes. But anyway, the link is in the description if you want to check it out. And again, this isn't a sponsored video. It's just something that I use every single day, and it's been an absolute game changer to me. So how about you? You got a med hack? Share it in the comments. Let's build a bank of tools together so someone else doesn't have to learn the hard way. And if you're looking for a safe place to connect and go deeper, check out the Inner Circle. We do live Zoom calls, Q&A, live conversations. It's not about being perfect. It's about being real. And also, when you join that, you become a member of this channel. And if you're not a member of this channel, I would encourage you to be. Again, it's not about making money or anything to that degree. It's about, getting some more income so that we can spread the word further and farther. Every single penny is reinvested. It's like a donation into Parkinson's for you and for others. And you can join that. And you get some kind of cool perks. You get to watch the videos before everybody else gets to see them. Check that out. There's a join button on the video below. You can click join if you're on YouTube, but there is links in the description if you're on audio or even on YouTube. You can click the link in the description and get some more information. And there's no obligation. There's no expectation. I thank you for watching, and I'm going to see you next time, right? And hopefully right on schedule. You have a great day.
Parkinson's may be part of your life, but it doesn't get to define it. Thanks for listening to Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. If this episode moved you, helped you, or reminded you you're not alone, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Want to go deeper? The Inner Circle is waiting. Monthly Zoom calls, 24/7 community, and a direct line to Bryce. You'll find the link in the show notes. Until next time, keep showing up and keep doing life today.